On Abbott Elementary Season 1 Episode 7, Janine's old friend from college is hired to teach art, while Jacob and Barbara get excited about the idea of a school garden. When Kathy the art teacher retires, Ava, Barbara, and Melissa realize they have no idea what her name is. Janine brings her a cake and Bermuda shorts because her favorite vacation spot is Bermuda. And though Kathy thanks her, she quietly asks Ava and Barbara who Janine is behind her back. Janine is excited that her best friend from college and local Philly artist, Sahar, is joining Abbott Elementary as the new art teacher. Sahar is relaxed, kind, and artistic, and Ava asks her how someone so cool could have been friends with Janine. Jacob chats to Barbara about the unhealthy lunches being served to the students in the lunchroom. There are no vegetables at all in any of the meals, and the school district has no funds for a healthier lunch program. Eagerly, Jacob suggests they start a school garden to grow their own vegetables, but Barbara tells him something like that won't work at Abbott. Realizing that Barbara also loves to garden, Jacob convinces her they get to spend part of each day gardening, and she reluctantly agrees to try and get the garden started with him. In their small green patch, Barbara and Jacob bond over bossa nova and Sidney Poitier. When Gregory stops by the garden, Jacob asks him if he wants to join, but he claims to have no green thumbs. Really, Gregory hates gardening because his grandfather and father ran a landscaping business. He hesitantly offers some watering suggestions before escaping back to his classroom. In the break room, Melissa and Janine pitched their Peter Rabbit art project idea for both second-grade classrooms to Sahar. Melissa bought brand new Peter Rabbit books to use this year, and she's been doing the project in her classroom for 20 years. Sahar doesn't think Peter Rabbit is relevant enough for the children and tells Janine they'll delve deep into the themes of domesticity and capitalism that are hidden in the book. Janine asks Sahar to wait before she talks to Melissa about it, and it's clear that her dynamic with Sahar is far from perfect. Later while teaching, Janine hears Melissa and Sahar arguing in the hallway and finds out that Sahar has gone ahead and told Melissa about her project idea without waiting for Janine like she said she would. Melissa is naturally pretty pissed off and tells Sahar to watch her back while claiming Janine needs to get her girl together. Janine apologizes to Sahar and reminds her that she asked her to wait before talking to Melissa. Sahar tells Janine that they think differently from the other teachers and that she's going to go ahead with the installation despite Melissa telling her no. Naively, she accuses Janine of being part of the system. Janine gets fired up and agrees to go over Melissa's head with Sahar. Gregory secretly works on Barbara and Jacob's garden while they try to convince Devin to use the vegetables they'll be growing in their garden for the students' lunches. Devin informs them the kitchen staff doesn't have time to prepare extra vegetables, and Barbara pulls out of the garden project after telling Jacob she's pulled a Janine by getting involved in a project she knew wouldn't work in a public school. Jacob is reluctant to give up, and even more reluctant to return to the garden without Barbara. He shows Barbara several pans of grilled zucchini he's prepared for the children overnight, and she's really impressed. When Janine and Sahar go to Ava in order to maneuver around Melissa, Ava ignores Janine but is entranced by Sahar's cool personality and agrees to let them use the library when she asks. At the project's unveiling, Melissa is blown away by the paper plate bunnies and bunny home art project Sahar put together. Everything is perfect until Melissa realizes that Sahar's art installation is made of the brand new Peter Rabbit books she bought with her own money for the school. Sahar doesn't understand why Melissa is so angry, and Janine finally realizes that Sahar has no idea what it means to be a teacher, especially not at an underfunded school. Sahar gives another naive speech on how she thinks Janine is a conventional thinker before insulting her sweater. Janine kicks Sahar out of Abbott, and Melissa tells her she's proud of her, and that she owes her 20-plus copies of Peter Rabbit before next year. Barbara and Jacob bring the freshly grilled and prepared zucchini to Devin in the lunchroom, which he promptly tosses in the trash because it's a health code violation. In the library, Janine hosts a bougie art show featuring Sahar's art project to raise money to replace all of the Peter Rabbit books. Finally, Jacob shows Barbara the fully planted garden before they head back to class, while Gregory sneaks gardening equipment back into his car after rescuing all of their plants.